What is going on, guys? Fitcho here, and welcome back to my MotoGP 17 career mode today. We're here for episode number 13 and round 12 of the Moto3 World Championship, and today we head to the UK, to the legendary Silverstone circuit, one of my favourite tracks in the world. I absolutely love this place. But that's in a car. Today we're heading there on two wheels on a motorbike, and I have not ridden this track at all on this game yet. The last time I rode this track on a motorbike was back on Valentino Rossi the game, and that was quite a while ago, but I do know the layout very, very well, and I know it is an awesome track, so I'm really looking forward to getting into this round of the championship. Let's go. We're here in a surprisingly sunny Silverstone, not many clouds in the sky, and it's a warm 26 degrees at least by UK standards. Isn't that like a heat wave or something for you guys? It must be hot here by UK standards, but nonetheless, it looks like some very nice conditions for some racing today for today's qualifying session. Let's go. Here we go, through Woodcote Corner and onto the start-finish straight, of course, using the old start-finish straight. Still in MotoGP as we start our first flying lap down towards Cops Corner, an absolutely awesome corner. We've got to go down all the way into third gear on our Moto3 bike. It's an ultra-fast corner in a car, and now up to the famous Maggots and Beckett's, a very difficult series of S's, and it's quite tricky on a motorbike. From memory, we actually run a tighter exit to our Chapel. Yes, we use this extra bit of curbs. We have to tighten it up through Chapel and now onto the Hangar Straight, a very long straight, a great place to slipstream in these Moto3 bikes. Of course, slipstream being very, very overpowered in this class, and up towards Stowe, hard on the brakes down to, I'm guessing, third gear, possibly second, through Stowe. And I just want to say, this is my first lap of this track on this game, so I'm a bit unsure about some of the gears and stuff, as now we head down towards Vale, all the way down to first gear, and then we flick it back to the right for what it for normally is the final corner, club corner, but of course that is only for F1, the F1 pit straight. Here, of course, not using that this weekend in MotoGP, as now we head down towards what is normally the first corner for F1, Abbey, and then we head onto Farm Curve, and then up to the part of the track I really don't normally like. I'm not too sure what it's going to be like on a motorcycle, but I normally don't like it, down to the new section of track built in 2009, no, first raced in 2010, so it was probably built in 2009 through that tight left-hander. Now let the bike run out as we head left yet again, and now onto the Wellington Straight. I just had a mental blank there for a second. The Wellington Straight, and now we head down towards Brooklands Corner. Another great overtaking opportunity as we're hard onto the brakes, running it a little bit deep through Brooklands, and now up towards Luffield. Hold it tight. It's a very long, slow corner, Luffield. It's very, very tricky. A numerous amount of lines you can take in a car. Not too sure about on a bike, and now through the final corner, Woodcote Corner, very, very fast. You can keep the throttle absolutely pinned through there on this bike, and we set a time of 2:15.6, 1.7 seconds off the pace. One thing that I've noticed on this track that is really, really bugging me is the exit to Stowe Corner. This corner is a little bit wrong. You see, we come out of this corner, you see the track goes pretty much dead straight up towards Vale. That exit curve is usually a lot tighter, or it is a lot tighter. They've got it a little bit wrong on this game, because I remember in Formula 1, you've always got to hold it tight. On the exit, it's very easy to run wide, and then you sort of ease the car through a gentle left-hander up towards Vale, but it's just not there on this game. You just go dead straight out of Stowe, and it's bugging me a little bit. It's not quite right. I've noticed a few issues with some of the tracks I know well, like Catalonia, Austria, and this. Just being a few little issues. I don't think they modeled the tracks as well as they could have. What is the time? It's a 14.1, 4/10 off pole, and that is us up into 6th place. I had the fastest second and third sector, but just lost it in that final sector. I will be honest, I'm not too sure I can actually improve on that time of a 2:14.126. That lap was pretty good. I did make a little mistake in that final sector, but I haven't been able to not make that mistake. I keep making the same mistake, as now we just get knocked down to 7th place just like that as someone jumps up higher, and I think that's going to be my fastest lap in qualifying. Let's skip through a little bit of time. It looks like I'm not going to lose 7th place. I'm going to be starting on the front of the 3rd row of the grid. But our championship rival, Mir, has gone and taken pole position. Alongside him is Aaron Canet and Nicolo Bulliger, with Jorge Martin, Romano Fernando, and John McPhee starting on the 2nd row of the grid. And then you got myself starting the 3rd row of the grid, with my teammate also on the 3rd row of the grid, Antonelli, in 9th. And we are... Fabio Di Gianantonio is sitting there in a Red Bull KTM sandwich in 8th place. It is race day here in Britain, and it is 33 degrees. This is definitely a British heatwave right now. Usually high 20s is like a heatwave for you guys, I'm pretty sure. Now you're into the 30s, geez. This is a hot day here in Silverstone. It should make for some very good racing. We've got pretty clear skies. It doesn't look like there is any threat of rain.
Bikes and riders ready to go here at Silverstone, and in just a few seconds another great British Grand Prix is about to get underway at this famous old airfield.
Here we go, it is race time here in Silverstone. We get the bike into 1st gear, the revs rise, the lights come on. And it's lights out, and away we go. The British Grand Prix is underway, and it hasn't been the best start in the world. It's been pretty average from the 3rd row of the grid as we head down into Copse Corner, as Fernando and McPhee are going at it right in front of us. As we now got Di Gianantonio getting an amazing run as we head up towards Maggots and Beck, as we've got the inside line for the first part of it. Is now onto the brakes. We flick it back to the right as there are bikes, I was about to say cars, bikes all over the place as we get past Di Gianantonio, as we have to brake a bit for McPhee, going very slow in front of us. And now we head through Chapel and onto the hangar straight for the first time in this 9-lap Grand Prix, on the back of John McPhee in the slipstream, up the inside of the British rider and into 6th place. Can we also go up the inside of Fernando, up into Stowe Corner, laid on the brakes, and I think we're going to get that move done. Now into 5th place, we've got Jorge Martin directly in front of us. So it looks like Mia is sitting, no, I was about to say in 1st, but no, he is sitting in 2nd place, and he's now sitting in 1st place as we head through what is normally the last few corners of the lap, as Mia gets very, very wide there, and we sneak up now into 4th place as Bulliger has hit the lead of the race. And now we're going to move ourselves up onto the podiums, up the inside of Aaron Canet. We make that move stick, as now Jorge Martin was thinking about it on Bulliger through, not turn number 1, I was about to say turn number 1, of course, that is Abbey. You can't call it turn number 1 here in MotoGP. Is now down to the new section of track. We've got Mia and Canet right on our rear wheel, is now into this tricky, tight left-hand, and Mia thinks about it around the outside, but that is not going to work, is now through this fast left-hander and onto the Wellington straight for the first time in this Grand Prix, in the slipstream of Jorge Martin, as he goes for a move on Nicolo Bulliger down into Brooklands, hard on the brakes, a little bit wide. That's the one corner I have been really struggling with. The braking for Brooklands is very difficult. Now we've gone way too wide into Luffield. You got John McPhee and Mia up our inside. Antonelli, our teammate, is going to get in on the action as we get out on the exit curb side by side through Woodcote, and he's got the inside line, and he takes that place as we cross the line to end lap number 1, and we are up 1 position into 6th. We're going to make that up the inside of Mia, McPhee, and Antonelli. We lean on our teammate a little bit there, and we're back onto the podium just like that. A very aggressive move up the inside of Copse, and now we need to try to hunt down the front 2. The gap up to the front 2 is 1.399 seconds, but they are battling, but we're losing time getting out on the curbs. We're trying our best to try to catch up to those 2, but I think they have the brake on, so we don't have the best pace here at Silverstone. Old Mia slips up our inside and into 3rd place, and he doesn't actually run it too wide, as now through the fast left-hander onto the Wellington straight. We're going to get in the slipstream of that bright blue Leopard bike as we head down towards Brooklands. Can we try it up the inside? I have been struggling on the brakes here, so it's going to have to be a miracle, and we just get it pulled off as Mia hits the back of our bike, trying to switch back to our inside, but now we're wide through Luffield. He gets up our inside, we switch back to his inside, and we get the move. No, we're going to run wide, and he switches back to our inside again, and we've lost the position as now Philip Ertl is right behind us as Mia is back into 3rd place as we start lap number 3 of 9 here at Silverstone, as it looks like someone is thinking about it up my inside down into Copse Corner. We leave them the space and we run it very, very wide out onto the AstroTurf on the exit, and that someone is our teammate Antonelli as he sneaks up. Outside as we head into Maggots and Beckers, but turns to the inside for the main first corner of that sequence as now we flick it back to the left. And we need to make sure Mia doesn't really break away, but maybe sort of attaching ourselves to the back of him would be a good idea. Of course, he does have the pace here. He did start on pole position. If anyone in this pack can catch up to the front two, it is Mia, but we have an amazing run on them. There's not much we can really do other than just breeze past him and back into third place. But here comes Antonelli up our inside, and Mia is coming back up our inside following Antonelli through. We've actually lost some places. We're going to run wide on the exit of Stowe, and we lose out to Aaron Canet as we're now down to 6th place. We have a few more bikes right behind us. In fact, we're getting hit. I think that is John McPhee, a big hit as my thumb falls off the thumbstick again there, and we lose a bit of time, and we lose a position to Philip Ertl as well, now dropping back to 8th place. But we've got the run on Ertl. No, we don't. He's going for a move on John McPhee down into this fast right-hander as now we flick it back to the left for Farm. Can we try something up the inside on the brakes? We might as well go late on the brakes. Try it up the inside. No, we're getting right up on the curb, and that is not going to work as Ertl is all over the back of McPhee through this left-hander. McPhee has run it wide, and Ertl is up his inside, and we're going to follow the German through on John McPhee back into 7th places now onto the Wellington straight in the slipstream of Philip Ertl. We pull to his inside as we head down towards Brooklands corner onto the brakes. Very, very difficult to get the bike stopped for this corner, and we do so successfully as the front three, the next three in front of us, the battle for the podium position. They are battling it out as Mia and our teammate Antonelli keep swapping places. We're trying to catch back up to those three, but Philip Ertl is going back up our inside, side by side, through Woodcote corner, but we're on the outside, careful not to get out on the curb too much as we've got the run. As we head down towards Cops, we're going to be on the outside, just turn the bike in, and I think we've got that move done as the front three are not the front three, I keep saying that, the three in front keep tripping over each other, and now we have the run on Aaron Canet up the inside of Maggots and Beck as it turns to the outside as the side of we're getting the bike really, really sideways. We're going to try to ease ourselves back onto the track. We had to cut that a little bit. We don't want to be causing a collision here as Philip Ertl dives up our inside, and we get shuffled back to 8th place. In the slipstream of Philip Ertl onto the hanger straight as we miss a gear there. And that's going to hurt our run up towards Stowe. We can still try something hard on the brakes for Stowe up the inside of Philip Ertl. Not quite close enough to challenge John McPhee in the process. He gets quite wide there on the exit of Stowe and up towards Vale. Can we do anything here? We just need to be patient as Ertl gives a little hit from behind through the... No, this isn't the final two corners. I was about to say that as we sneak up the inside of John McPhee. I'm in such a habit of calling this the start-finish straight, of course, because of Formula 1. I keep saying that, so if I say that, that is why, as there are bikes all over the place. We head down towards Abbey, through Abbey on the back of Canet, up his inside, through Farm corner, and we should be able to get the position. No, he's got the run, and now he has the inside line as he head down to this tricky right-hander. We're going to dive back up his inside, and we get that position back into 5th place. We run it wide into this next left-hander. Canet sneaks up our inside McPhee, and Ertl momentarily we will fall wide there. That is absolutely crazy, and Ertl has jumped up into 5th place. We're going side by side with John McPhee. We've got the run. We're going to go in between the two down towards Brooklands corner as now we jump onto the brakes, try to get the bike stopped. We actually do quite a good job of getting the bike stopped for Brooklands, and we make that move stick. Now into 5th place as Mia and our teammate Antonelli are still battling it out just in front of us over the final podium place, and we should be able to catch them, but McPhee is going to push up our inside through Woodcote corner, and it looks like he's got that move done. As we start lap number 5, we've got the run around the outside. We're going to have the outside line for Copso. Trying to brave it around the outside. Canet just nicks the back of McPhee's bike, but he stays upright. As now we're still going side by side with the Scottish rider up towards Maggots and Beck as we've got the inside. Turns to the outside. We get the bike across later on the brakes, and we get that move done now into 5th place. And we've actually caught up to the back of our teammate. In fact, we're going to challenge him up the inside, and we get that move done into 4th place, as now we have our championship rival Johan Mir right in front of us as we're onto the hanger straight. In the slipstream of the Leopard bike, up his inside as we head up towards Stowe corner, and we get that move done before the braking zone for Stowe, but that gives him the chance to come back. We go late enough on the brakes, and we make that move stick into 3rd place. Oh, there goes Mir up our inside into Vale. Can we try to switch back up his inside of the right-hander? Yes, we can, but we run it a little bit wide. He's going to try it up our inside. We try to shut the door on Mir, but he forces the door back open, and he gets that move done. But now we have the better run as we head down towards... I was about to say turn 1 again, of course. This is Abbey Corner, and we get that move done back into 3rd place, but it looks like our chances of challenging for the win here in Silverstone are gone as we get very, very wide through Farm Corner and almost lose the bike. Mir is trying to go around our outside, but he can't quite make that move stick as now Antonelli is tapping the back of our bike through that slow left-hander now. Through this left-hander and onto the Wellington straight. I wouldn't be surprised if we get gobbled up down this straight with the slipstream. Look at all the bikes directly behind us as we head down towards Brooklands. Is anyone going to try it up our inside? Antonelli thought about it. But we get that door shot. We run a little bit wide, but no one capitalizes on that as now into Luffield. Mir forces the door open up the inside. Canet follows, and so does Antonelli. 3 places lost just like that as now we come through the final corner, about to start lap number 6 of 9, the 4th last lap here of this British Grand Prix, and we are crossing the line in 6th place. We head towards the outside, into Copse, around the outside, 3 wide, into Copse. We are right on the outside. That is not going to quite work, and we get out very, very wide. We're now on the back of Johan Mir as we head up towards Maggots and Beckett. Can we try it up the inside of the right-hander? Yes, we can. He trips over our teammate, and now we're going to dive up the inside of our teammate into the left-hander. We get that done. Is now down to the tricky right-hander. Can we challenge Canet? Not here, but once we get through Chapel onto the hanger straight, we definitely have a great chance with Slipstream. So we're now trying to pull alongside Aaron Canet. We're going to duck back into this Slipstream, get a second dose of it. As we're going 3 wide as Antonelli has an amazing run, and so does Johan Mir all the way up into 3rd place as we head up towards Stone. We've dropped back to 6th, make that 7th, and Philip Erdl has got back through. He's run a little bit wide back to his outside. Now he's moving across on us there, almost giving us a hit as we're on the outside for Vale. As the bikes all back up through the corner. Now we've got John McPhee on our ass as we sneak back up the inside of Philip Erdl and our teammate through the no, not the final corner. Fuck, I keep doing that. Across, no, not the pit straight, far out. Anyway, we're in 5th place. Can we look up the inside of Aaron Canet down into Abbey? Yes, we can. Possibly up the inside of Mir, but not quite close enough into Farm. Can we do it? Up the inside of Farm on Johan Mir. We're side by side as we jump onto the brakes as Canet dives back up our inside as we are getting up on the curb an awful amount on the inside of the big sausage curb, which is not what you want to do. And Philip Erdl has got back through, and John McPhee is going to try and follow him through this left hand, and we are onto the Wellington straight right on the back of Ernst as we just get boxed in a little bit there by John McPhee, and that compromises our run down this straight. We lose all our momentum by giving Ernst's bike a little bit of a tap, but there was not much I could do as we've gone very deep into Brooklands. We tap Ernst's bike, but we all stay upright somehow. It is a miracle how we all stayed upright there, and Antonelli is now trying to round our outside through Luffield, but that is not going to work. But he switches back to our inside. A brilliant move there by our teammate, and he sneaks back into 7th places now through Woodcote Corner, about to start the 3rd last lap of this British Grand Prix. Can we try it up the inside of Antonelli and McPhee? Yes, we can, as they are all tripping over each other through Maggots and Beckett's. My thumb's slipping off the thumbstick. We get that move done up the inside of Philip Erdl, and we're now back into 4th place. Just like that, 7th to 4th. Or 8th to 4th, just through Maggots and Beckett's, and now we've got the run up the hanger straight on Mir, and we are back onto the podium just like that, up into Stowe, defend the inside line, and Mir cannot find a way through, and we get the move done, but is he going to challenge us back down into Vale? I don't think he's going to be close enough to have a dive. We get the bike across to the apex quite nicely and defend our line. Oh, here they all come up our inside, down into Abbey, Mir, Canet, and Philip Erdl. Just like that, we lose 3 positions and back off the podium all the way down to 6th place as we are hard on the brakes for this tight right-hander. We've got the 3 in front of us as now McPhee is trying to get around our outside, but that is not going to work as we're getting onto the sausage curb again. A little bit tight through that left-hander as now we flick left onto the Wellington straight. We just edge out our teammate Niccolo Antonelli as he thought about it around our outside. We're now in the slipstream of Aaron Canet down towards Brooklands, hard on the brakes. Can we try it up? Is inside, very, very, no, I don't even know what I was trying to say there. Squirrely, that's the word I'm looking for, on the brakes, is now up the inside of Canet through left field. We can't quite make that stick as we're about to start the second last lap here in Silverstone as through Woodcote Corner. We're not going to be close enough to challenge into Cops. Although all over the place through Maggots and Beckers. Can we go around the outside of Aaron Canet? Yes, we can. Up the inside of Philip Erdl. Yes, we can. Back into fourth place as now we flick left through Chapel and onto the hangar straight for the second last time in this British Grand Prix in the slipstream of Mir up his inside. With superior straight line speed as we head up towards Stowe, and we should be able to hold on to third place. Canet thought about it up our inside, but we break late. No, we've gone too deep trying to break late, and Canet has got that move back up our inside as we head down towards Vale. Can we try anything? We're a little bit too far back as Mir is trying it up our inside as we flick back to the right so we can hold on to that position, and up the inside of Aaron Canet. He gets very, very wide and back into third place. Oh, Mir's giving us a little tap on the back of the bike as Canet sneaks up our inside through that tricky right hand, and we're going to go back up Canet's inside into the tight left, and we hold on to third place for now. But through this left-hander, we are now onto the Wellington Straight for the second last time in this British Grand Prix. It looks like McPhee is going for the move on Mir behind us. We should be safe down into Brooklands. We are now onto the final lap of this British Grand Prix as we head down into Comp's Corner, and no one is quite close enough to challenge us. Is anyone going to have a go at us into Maggots and Beckett's as Canet has passed Mir for fourth place, but we are still sitting quite comfortably in third as we run a little bit deep into the right-handers. Now we flick back to the left, and I think we haven't lost that much time through that, but once we flick left through Chapel here, we are onto the hangar straight for the final time in this Grand Prix, and this is where they have an amazing chance to get past us. Stowe is probably one of the best overtaking corners on this entire track. Is up towards Stowe. We might be safe. No, Canet is looking around our outside down into Snow. Get the bike back to the inside. No, Mir has capitalized and stuck all the way up onto the podium just like that as we have just over half a lap left here in Britain as down towards Vale, trying to catch up to the back of that Leopard bike. Can we sneak up his inside? Yes, we can, and back into third place is now onto the alternate start finish rate, of course, used by Formula 1. Half a lap to go now as we come down towards Abbey. We should be safe into Abbey. Careful of the curb on the outside on the entrance, and we don't get out on there this time as now we go left through Farm. Is anyone going to challenge us on the brakes into this tricky left-hander? Canet and Mir are going to try it around the outside. We squeeze out Mir, and Canet has swapped back to our inside, which turns to the outside for the next left-hander, and he cannot make that move stick as now we're going to come through the left-hander and onto the Wellington Straight for the final time in this Grand Prix. 3 corners to go. Is anyone going to challenge us down into Brooklands? I think we might just be safe. Hard on the brakes for Brooklands. Get the bike across to the apexes now to Luffield. Hold it very tight to the apex. They like to dive bomb up the inside here and push you wide, but we keep it very, very tight. But hopefully we haven't hurt our exit too much as now we have 1 corner to go through Woodcote Corner. The checkered flag's out. Aaron Canet is not Canet, that's Bulliger. I think, no, Bulliger's won. That's Mino, I think, as we cross the line in third place. And we just get the podium. No one could quite get past us on that final few corners there, as Nicolo Bulliger has won the race from Jorge Martin and myself, and that was Mino. That was Mino, so I was right on the third attempt there, coming up to the line, finishing in fourth place. We didn't see him much of the race, so he's done a great job to fight through to fourth place right at the end. Then you got Nicolo Antonelli, our teammate, in fifth, and Mia dropped back to sixth place in the end. So again, we are still extending our championship lead, and Bulliger might just have jumped Mia for second place. I'm not too sure with that result, but then anyway, down in seventh place was John McPhee, the hometown hero. Then you got Aaron Canet in eighth, Philip Erdl in ninth, and Anea Bastiani rounding out the top 10. I was right. Bulliger has now taken second place in the championship from Johan Mir. Mir's form just seems to have dipped a little bit as Bulega has come on strong after the summer break. But nonetheless, we are still leading the championship by 42 points. Now to Bulega in second place. Mir is, of course, third, like we said. And then it is Mino in fourth and Aaron Canet in fifth. Our teammate Niccolo Antonelli is still sitting in eighth. In the Constructors' standings, KTM are still leading with 286 points, 69 points more than Honda in second. Of course, Mahindra and Peugeot still not scoring a single point. Third place, really not a bad result considering we didn't have the best pace here and we started out of 7th place, so I will take that any day of the week. For a track I was struggling with pace at, to finish on the podium is quite nice. So, yet again, we have the option to see what we can do in terms of moving around, but we've gone this far into the championship, I feel. And it's only fair to stay with Red Bull KTM right until the end and go for that Moto3 championship. We're in a very comfortable position in the championship, and I think we should try to go for the title. It would be nice to get our first World Championship in our very first season, and then move up to Moto2, and hopefully we can move up to a very competitive bike. So we're going to stay with our current team for now. Yes, we definitely want to stay in our current team. So that'll do it for today, guys. Next time out, we head to San Marino. Well, not quite San Marino. A racetrack just near San Marino, of course. The Misano World Circuit named after Marco Simoncelli. That'll be in the next episode, though, guys. That's going to do it for today, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Over next video, and I'll see you all next time.